And this is where I'd like to issue an apology because right before the playoffs started, on one of our episodes of Islands in the League, I gave my Batman analogy with credit and help from Jason Gallagher, our lovely head of content. But I gave my Alfred analogy, essentially saying, yes, Batman needs Robin. Sometimes you need Catwoman. Sometimes you might even need Lucius Fox. But you're going to need an Alfred. And I went through a number of Alfreds in NBA history. At the end of that video, I went through a number of potential Alfreds in this year's playoffs that could help a team win a championship. And at the end of the video, I said, if I didn't mention a player from your team, there's a reason why. And I did not mention anyone from the Miami Heat. And for that, I apologize because no one could have predicted that the Miami Heat would be going to the NBA Finals, that Caleb Martin would turn into an absolute stud of a shot maker, defensive prowess, the defensive rebound, all the stuff, the hustle plays. Like I was Caleb Martin. Yeah, he's an Alfred for sure. He's a really, really good basketball player. And I've known that for some time now. It wasn't a discredit to him. It was a discredit to my belief in the Miami Heat when this playoffs started. The other thing I want to say about this game, again, the three-point shooting, 7 of 35 for Boston in game 6. They shoot 9 of 42 tonight. Heat, 14 of 28. And a lot of what I've heard, a lot of what I've even probably thought to myself at times is, oh, the Heat are getting by with fluky shooting. Or maybe, potentially here, for roughly 80% of the season, they had a fluky shooting stretch where nearly everyone on their roster shot below their career averages from three. They started shooting well 6 weeks before the playoffs started. And then you basically go from that Chicago Bulls game that they won to get into the playoffs, the playing game. And Max Strus had a big shooting night that night. From then on, they've been fantastic shooting the basketball. Oh, what do you know? They can shoot again. I shouldn't have been surprised. I don't think any of us should have been surprised that Gabe Vincent can knock down shots. Now, the one thing I'll say, and this is where I love Jimmy, because Jimmy's a contrarian and he just likes to troll people. The guy doesn't shoot threes in the regular season. He goes games without even looking at the rim from beyond the arc. And then he gets into the playoffs and he starts taking threes. And then he's game 7 on the road and he hits 3 big ones, 2 in that third quarter to really extend that lead. And it just felt like outside of Derek White and that it was really most of the second half, but that burst in the third where he got uber aggressive attacking the basket. Outside of that, I just didn't see it. The will and the leadership and the competitiveness and all the stuff from the Boston Celtics. And to be honest with you, as a fan of basketball and as a fan of how the Celtics play when they're at their best, I can't say I'm surprised. I almost feel like it's a fitting end to this season where we've seen a lot of, I guess, the Jekyll and Hyde of a team, the good and the bad. And how does that manifest itself, right, on the basketball court? Because we can all have talking points. How does that manifest itself? Turnovers. Jaylen Brown tonight, 8 turnovers, right? There's a way. Defensive miscommunication. I mean, there was one possession where they botched an easy, it looked like an easy switch. Gabe Vincent got a wide open 3, missed it. They got the offensive rebound. They threw it into Bam because they didn't communicate after the offensive rebound. And, he misses a layup. It's like, how many times have we seen that in the playoffs? Now, obviously, tonight was not a close game, so we didn't get to the late game execution where they haven't been particularly good in the clutch during these playoffs. But the point is, we always have said this season, the East is this powerhouse at the top with Philly and Boston and Milwaukee. And literally, Miami gets through 2 of those teams. Now, context matters here. Let's acknowledge Giannis hurt for basically 2 3/4 of a game, or if you want to call it a full 3 games, whatever, because it was very early in game 1. Fine. Still had to beat them. Still had to beat Giannis twice in game 4 and game 5. Jayson Tatum hurts his ankle early in this game. All right, fine. You still have to beat the Boston Celtics in Boston. This is not to take anything away from the Heat. This is actually to acknowledge how difficult their path was, despite these injuries. I'm a little shocked. I'm a little shocked from where I was on this team for the whole season to see them get in the NBA Finals. Now, am I shocked that they won tonight and that they're in the finals based on how they've played in the playoffs? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is why I love sports. This is why I love sports. And it happens so often. It happens so often in other sports. It happens in college basketball with high seeds beating, or a 16 seed beating a 1 seed, 15 seed beating a 2 seed, an 11 seed making it to the Final Four. Yay. Just doesn't happen in the NBA. A wild card team in the NFL going on to win the NFL championship, to win the Super Bowl. Just doesn't happen a lot. I think it's great. I really do. In a year where there was more parity than any season since, I believe, 1984, we get an 8 seed in the NBA Finals. I love it. I absolutely love it.